I just got up to speed on some of the latest installments of cancel culture that have been going on in society, and I gotta say, I am surprised how the rules of the game have changed. And, well, the threshold for what qualifies one to be canceled, man, it's really lowered. I think pretty much anyone can be canceled for anything at this time. I remember a couple years ago, generally what would happen with a cancel culture phenomenon is someone would say or do or post online some sort of comment that you look at and you go, yeah, I guess that's a racist or sexist or a homophobic thing. And maybe it was debatable whether it was or it wasn't, or maybe it was clearly, obviously, yes, it was an offending remark. And the debate was more like, okay, is it enough that the person apologizes, or should they be fired from their job? Should they lose everything, and so forth? That was kind of where the debate stood. Now, kind of in different terrain. So the Gina Carano story, she was one of the stars of the Mandalorian television series. She was booted from that after a hashtag Fire Gina Carano campaign flared up. There's a big campaign to support her as well. And you're looking at the supposedly offensive stuff she did, and you going, I'm having a hard time figuring out what the real problem is here, aside from the fact that it seems like she's maybe probably a Trump supporter based on the post she made, and that people just don't like that. And that in and of itself is the reason to get her booted. Now, supposedly the straw that broke the camel's back was she put out this post that kind of compared the treatment of conservatives today to Jews in Nazi Germany, and people said, oh, that's a no-go. But apparently one of the other stars of Mandalorian, Pedro Pascal, he made a similar comparison to 1930s Germany, but more from a left-wing perspective, so that was kind of okay. But besides that, there was the campaign to cancel her before she even made that post, just based on remarks that suggested, yeah, she supported Trump, and maybe she felt like he didn't get a fair shake in the counts. She agreed with him when he disputed the electoral counts and so forth, but she wasn't even all that explicit about it. It was just like they got a whiff of the fact that she wasn't a leftist, and that was enough. A similar thing just breaking. Mumford Sons is this hipster band. I don't know if you've ever heard of them or listened to their music. I'm not too familiar with them. Hipster band, and one of their guitarists, one of their musicians, he had posted on social media that he had read a book by Andy Ngo, who's a conservative author, and he does a lot of reportage about Antifa and the excesses that they get up to. So there's this book, Antifa Unmasked, and this musician said, oh, you're a brave man to write this book. I read it, good book, that kind of thing. Really simple post, just a couple lines. Outrage. And now he's had to step away from the band for a bit and put out one of those bizarre statements where he says, oh, I didn't realize how my words could hurt people and so forth. And you go, what is going on here? I mean, it's one thing to maybe go after that guy Andy Ngo for writing that book, and a lot of people have gone after him. I think he's doing a good job documenting Antifa's excesses, but you're going after a guy just for saying he read that book and he liked it? I mean, heavens. It's like you're not even going after anyone for any particular explicit offense. You're just going after them because you figured out they're not a leftist. One of the scariest ones, and I don't know where it's going to go, we'll see if it bubbles further to the surface, is Dolly Parton, who, I don't know if you're familiar with more recent stuff about her documentaries and so forth, but she's getting a lot of support because she just seems like a really genuine, decent, lovely person. Movie stars, musicians, celebrities, some of them you go, oh, they're a bunch of phonies, but she seems like a genuine, just decent person who sees the best in everyone. There's this great documentary on her. Recently, a town tried to put up a statue to her, and she said, look, there's all these healthcare heroes and people who have suffered this year. I don't want to be honored right now for that reason. You go, man, this person just has a heart of gold. But I've noticed there's a number of features out there and discussions doing the rounds where they say, Dolly Parton, she's not really saying any political comments. What's the deal here? Is she secretly some right-winger? She's a country music singer, probably conservative. Is she a Trump supporter? She's not denouncing Trump. So what's the issue? This is a problem with Dolly Parton. What's actually, is she trying to play both sides here? I mean, personally, I think it's kind of nice to see a celebrity out there who wants to unify people, not be politically divisive. But I guess just because people get a whiff of the fact that Dolly Parton is maybe a Trump supporter, I don't think she said anything about it, or they just get a sense that she is not a leftist, that in itself makes people irate about her. That seems to be kind of the new criteria for where we're heading right now with cancel culture. Wow. That's really troubling, is it not?